alongside Torrey Smith, who of course won a Super Bowl for the Ravens, and D'Angelo Hall. Listen, I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter wonder about playing Lamar Jackson against this stout Niners front. Don't do that. If you've got a problem with Lamar Jackson as your quarterback in fantasy, come see me. Big trust. He's your guy. Up against New England, he had 30 fantasy points. He's going to do his thing on the ground and in the air against this defense. But you guys know what time it is now. I know you can't hear anything, but it's come to that time. The crowd's going to get a little quiet because they want to hear your picks.
Oh, I'm taking the Ravens, and it's not because of their offense. We know Lamar Jackson is going to be phenomenal, especially in this weather. To me, it's their defense. Their defense has been playing lights out. They're going to turn the 49ers into a one-dimensional team, and in this weather, Jimmy G throwing the ball all over the place with this wind, I don't know.
Now, Torrey, I saw you taking selfies.
Oh, yeah. You got both teams.
Which one?
I'm putting me in trouble here, man. Look at this.
Which one? So 49ers.
The Ravens, man. We're here in M&T Bank. These fans are going crazy back here. I think it's going to be a great home field advantage. And not only that, a game like this with this weather and these conditions is built for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense. The way their passing game is built off of play action. They don't have to depend on finesse to go out there and win games. So I'm looking forward to it.
No D forward today, no Matt Breida for the Niners. We saw Robbie Gould out there kicking inside. The tarp is off of the field, and we are almost ready to go here in Baltimore, the game of the year, Rich.
Yes. Yeah, I know Mark Twain said the coldest winter I ever saw was a summer in San Francisco. That said, this weather is definitely something one would assume new to the 49ers as well. Lamar Jackson is just on a different planet right now. I'm going to take the Ravens as well to win this one.
Yeah, both of these teams come off beat-down wins. Unbelievable. Keep in mind now, the Ravens played on Monday night, and it's a short week. You get back, you fly home at 6 o'clock in the morning, you got goo in your eyes, and they got to start their week. So they're a little bit short week. But you know what? I'm going to take the home team. They're just too scary. And you know what? We don't talk much about their defense. Their defense is pretty darn good, too.
Yeah, I'll take the team with the goo in the eyes. I'm going to go with the Ravens at home as well.
Yeah, I'll take the goo.
Yeah.
About a half an hour ago for pregame warm-ups, and he gave me one of these. And you know he's nervous. I have talked to people who said he wants this one bad. Wants to be able to do what guys like Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Romeo Crennel, Wade Phillips, some of the best defensive minds in the game today, have been unable to do. Slow down the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. I can tell you this, if Saleh does it today, this will cement him as one of, if not the top head coaching candidate as we get into the offseason. But Saleh focused on the here and now, trying to figure out how to stop these Ravens, Rich.
So the 49ers can clinch a playoff spot with a win today in Baltimore. And combined, they'll have to head to a television set and root heavily for the Arizona Cardinals, because if that happens, they clinch a playoff spot. However, if they lose this one, by the way, hour 4 here on NFL Game Day Morning, if they lose this one and the Seahawks win Monday Night Football against the Vikings, that would leave the Niners at 10-2 in the 5 seed. Heading to New Orleans next week, and the Saints would be the 1 seed, and the Seahawks would be the 2 seed. I mean, it's crazy. Right. Both top seeds could change hands over the next 24 hours. The AFC South could change hands. The AFC and NFC West could change hands over the next 24 hours. That is what is at stake here in this Week 13 that already had a Thanksgiving where all 3 road teams swept for only the second time since we've had triple headers on Thanksgiving. So let's get to this game right here, right now, with this huge defensive effort. We've got the #1 total defense against the Ravens' #1 scoring offense. The advantage would belong to Steve Mariucci.
Well, I'm going to say the Ravens offense. You know, that defense, the Niner defense you're referring to, had a little bit of trouble against Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray that run some option, those athletic quarterbacks. Well, now this is the greatest option that we've seen in the National Football League. When you talk about the Ravens having scored a 40-burger against the last 3 opponents, teams aren't figuring them out yet. And before these 3 40-burgers, they put 37 on the Patriots, who had the #1 scoring defense in the league. And then we talk about Sam Cook. You know who that is? You know why you don't know who that is? Because that's the punter that never punts. And you're talking, and he makes way more money than the MVP, Lamar Jackson, right? The guy doesn't even take a shower after the game. He just goes home. He just doesn't have to punt. 3 games. Advantage Ravens, people.
Headline of that, Steve Mariucci calling out the personal hygiene of the Ravens punter. I mean, my God.
Want to make it all that money. I'm going with the Ravens offense here as well. And we've talked about it, and Irv, you talked about it. Just the first time you see this offense, it's different, right? It's something that you haven't seen before, and you can try to prepare for it, but it's different. And you need to be able to see it and get acclimated to it. And that's just the offense in general. Then there's Lamar Jackson, and you talked about it. Russell Wilson, dynamic, and he's tough to bring down. Kyler Murray, tough. He's very quick.
But
Lamar Jackson is
Lamar
different.
Jackson.
And these guys, and we're just going to show some shots here against Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, guys that they struggled with, elusive guys, whether it's buying time here and making throws down the field, what Lamar Jackson can do, or whether it's the rush lanes here where you leave a little bit of a cavity there, and guys like Russell Wilson can find it, and it becomes big plays against your defense. We saw them give this up. Their one loss came to this guy right here. And then here's the zone read, right? Defensive end, you got to understand what you're dealing with here. Oh, give a little crease. This is Kyler Murray. Again, good, athletic, young quarterback. He's not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's speed is different. You got to see that up close and personal for you to go, oh, okay, that's what it's like. Now I know what it's going to be like the second time around. They haven't seen that yet.
Can I ask a quick question of you guys who played the game and also coached it? When you see somebody come out dressed like this in that weather, does it affect you, or you're just like, man, he's crazy, he's not wearing enough clothes?
He's crazy.
No,
I'll tell you right now, when I coached in Green Bay and it was cold outside, our guys would come out like this without sleeves. And I don't know why. They're crazy. But they would just do it just to say, hey, I'm tough and you're going to be affected by this, and I'm not.
But where did you
It
do your
affected
meetings
me, Rich. I was like, wow, what's going on with these people?
Where did you do
I
your
used to go
meetings
in a
at?
polo shirt, too, like act a tough coach, all right? Little did they know that I was going to be up in the press box drinking some beef bouillon in about 5 minutes.
It definitely affects you. Because you say, these dudes are crazy, man. It's cold in here. I have Vaseline. I'm putting on every kind of shirt that I can put on, man. I too give the advantage to Lamar Jackson in the Ravens. Now, but they have to be careful here. You cannot just rush this kid any kind of way. You heard Coach Salas talking about they have to be careful. They have to come up the field and wait and make him throw the ball. Just wait. Don't attack him. Make him throw the ball. I think the advantage in the issue they will have as they move forward, I'm talking about the Ravens, not necessarily an issue. They're going to have to do some more of this, get the ball upfield more. Every time I'm watching him, I mean, he's making great throws, but they're not deep throws. I don't see comebacks. I don't see deep ends. So when he gets in the playoffs, he's going to have to go down the field. And that's why we keep talking about if a team could just jump out in front of this team and force him to do those things, maybe they have a shot.
So let's tell you about the AFC playoff picture real quick. So if the Ravens win this one and the Patriots lose tonight, the 1 seed changes hands. If the Patriots win tonight, then it's possible that the Colts would be in first place if the Colts beat the Titans today. And, of course, the Texans lose. If the Raiders win, they are in first place in the AFC West, and they have a chance to be the 3 seed again if the Colts win and the Texans lose. Don't worry, there's no test on all of this. The Browns need to win.
This time of year, Rich. You earn your money.
That's what I'm trying to do. If the Browns win, they're 6-6 and in second place in the AFC North.
There's a flag as Garrett brings Mason Rudolph down, and Rudolph is ripping at Myles Garrett's helmet, and then Garrett rips Rudolph's helmet and swings it at him.
It's inexcusable. The reality is he's going to get suspended. We don't know how long, and that hurts our team.
I'm embarrassed. Miles is embarrassed. He understands it's totally unacceptable.
I made a mistake. I lost my cool, and I regret it. I don't know what kind of repercussions I face, but got to be better.
All right, let's go to Aditi Kinkhabwala in Heinz Field. Aditi?
Well, Rich, Browns head coach Freddie Kitchens said this week that it can't be a real rivalry if the Browns haven't won here in 16 years. But I'll tell you this, it sure feels like what Mike Tomlin likes to call a hot-button game. From the Steelers' locker room, we saw a parade of T-shirts, from the more mundane, like Free Pouncey, for their captain, who's still suspended after that melee in Cleveland, to the little bit more profane. But I did talk to Browns wide receiver Jarvis Landry a little bit ago. He said that's all part of the fun. And the truth is, on the field, it's been very cordial. We saw Joe Hayden give Odell Beckham a big hug. And as you said at the top, there is a lot at stake in this game, Rich.
Well, lost amongst the madness of the last 10 seconds of that Thursday nighter was that Baker Mayfield was going vertical. The offense was looking pretty darn good and efficient that night. Can they continue that again today? Michael?
Well, listen, can Cleveland Browns offense keep hold of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense? And I think that depends on what the Pittsburgh Steelers offense do. That last game, I was there, man. That offense looked bad, man. Pittsburgh Steelers offense looked bad. They had 4 giveaways, 2 of 11 on third downs, which kept that defense on the football field, and the Cleveland Browns offense was able to go up and down the field on it.
Well, in that game, I mean, you felt like Cleveland should have scored 35 points in the game, and they were struggling to get the ball in the end zone. I do believe it's going to continue, and that's part of it, is I don't think they're going to have a lot of pressure from that Steelers offense. But what they've done after, first 4 or 5 games is they've simplified things in their offense. A lot more quick throws, get the ball out of Baker's hands, get it into these guys' hands. They're running the football first. Play action rate has increased as the season has gone along because, we got to start with Nick Chubb, and then everything else comes off of that. So I like the way that they've simplified things here. And because of what I think they're going to see on the other side of the ball, I think it continues enough that they get a win today.
And with 3 wins in a row, of course, the Steelers was one of those. I think the Browns offense now, being healthy, starting to find their identity a little bit. They've got 2 great receivers, maybe the best duo of receivers, arguably in the league, with Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham, right? And now you got Kareem Hunt back. Nick Chubb second in the league in rushing, all right? And then you got another guy, complimentary back, that's dynamic, and you like that. Baker Mayfield's got to be a happy camper. So if he can keep the turnovers down, right, and keep doing what they're doing, I think they're going to make a heck of a playoff run. They got to win this game, obviously, but they're finding their identity, how they're going to use all these weapons on offense.
The winner's in a great spot, the loser not so morning for 10 weeks running. I mean, I'm like a hit Broadway show right now, Steve. Look out. Okay. We're all 2-1 on Thanksgiving. We all went Bears, Cowboys, Saints. My son was the only one who lone wolfed
and you
the
couldn't
Bills.
take his pick with you.
I should have listened to my child. Teach your children well, and they'll come right back at you. Yeah. I think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs, but from a 6-6 record. I think the Chiefs come off a bye and win this game today. Andy Reid, as we all know, is terrific off the bye, and the Raiders really concerned me with the way they lost to the Jets last week. I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one, Steve.
Everything you said is
thank you, Steve. I'm
pretty much Rich Eisen-ish. Yep. And I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. The bye, the Chiefs beat these guys already in Oakland, and they're the better football team right now, but the Raiders are getting better. This is not their year just yet.
Okay.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I just look at this from a playmaking standpoint and just believe the Chiefs are full of playmakers, and the Raiders, although they played solid football, just don't have those difference makers that are going to allow them to keep the score even in the 20s and 30s, so I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, the explosiveness they don't have. I'm taking the Chiefs also.
And then the Monday night game, even though, as you say, Cynthia Freeland, it's a 10-point Chiefs projection for her.
Closer than that.
Let's just all be thankful that we don't have her numbers up in front of ours, because we'd all pale in comparison. She's got 120, 58-1 is her record coming into this week. It is that, yes, sir. I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game, even though the Vikings are coming off a bye week. The 12's a night game in front of the whole country. That is just a tough assignment, even for a Vikings team coming off a bye. I take the Seahawks.
Yeah, you get 2 quarterbacks that are really getting it done in this, but I'm gonna take the home team, not the dome team, and Seattle. I think Clowney's coming back. They should win this one.
Yeah, I know Seattle is tough to beat at home, but they've actually lost both of their games this year have been at home. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. I believe top to bottom, they are the better team. Now, Kirk Cousins has played great. Right. Will he play great in that moment against another good quarterback, prime time? I don't know, but I'm going Vikings in this one.
And I'm going Seattle because I just believe that Russell Wilson's going to put too much pressure on Kirk to get that win today.
Do a good one.